whereas St. Joe's usually plays on turf. St. Francis has turf, as the St. Joe's. Handoff here through the middle. Up for the touchdown will be Riley Wood. He's usually on defense, another leader on this football team. Last week, St. Joe's did something similar. Tyler Doty scored the touchdown. That's true. This one's a rushing touchdown for Riley Wood.
And another efficient drive for St. Joe's. Going down the field, putting some more points on the board, building a lead early against St. Mary's. To me, it looks like it's up to me. Extra point captain Sam Murphy. Snap down is good. And St. Joe's leads now. It's red right now for nothing. So with just about 2 minutes left in the first quarter.
If you want to know, it was just yellow for maybe a few seconds.
Amazing
He
start.
says it. He says it did pop yellow for a couple seconds and went back to red. So, all right, sounds good.
Recovering the fumble, taking it all the way on the short field, and then forcing a punt. And the punt. Bringing it all the way to the house. Capture that 1 yard.
So 2 unusual touchdowns for the Marauders to end their season. One coming last week in Doty, one coming early this week from Riley Wood. Still plenty of time left in this defensive players or offensive linemen on the board today. St. Joe's will be back to kick off with just under 2 minutes left to go in quarter number 1. And as you were mentioning, the ground and pound attack from the Marauders has worked so far all year. Today especially it's going to have to work, but in a game where you know next week you're headed to the playoffs, at what point today do you rest your starters? Do you give them a break? Or do you just kind of play it like it's a normal football game?
In my professional opinion, I would say you take the time to build a lead. I would say you don't rest your starters until at least depending on how the game shakes out. Well, it's a cold day today. It's a rough day. It's harsh playing.
Taking the kickoff there is number 3, Tyshawn Johnson. You're absolutely right, Max. As Tyshawn Johnson just took that kick back up to about the 45-yard line, or the 40-yard line rather. And the one worry that I would have if I was a member of either one of these teams would be, especially for St. Joe's going into playoffs next week with the wet dirt and grass field. If you're slipping and sliding and you're pulling a muscle, that's not something you want to be dealing with going into playoffs. But I mean, you know, it's your last regular season football game for the seniors. You know, maybe your last one ever. I think as an athlete, you just want to play football. Stop taken by St. Mary's. Handoff quick there. He'll be wrapped up immediately by Tyler Doty and Riley Wood there, who will bring him down behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to be a loss of about 3 for the Lancers. That was Jaquan Manuel on the rush there for St. Mary's. 14-0 the score. St. Joe's on top very early in this game, reminiscent last week. Same deal happened against Chaminade. St. Joe's had a huge win in their senior day last home game. It is senior day again today for the Lancers, and they had those festivities before the game started. Snap taken, handoff this time to Tyshawn Johnson. He's rushing up the left. He's going to be brought down at about the line of scrimmage by Sam Murphy and Sam Klein for a gain of 0. It'll be... Oh, continue.
St. Joe's defense is going to be even more on edge and alert and better at stopping the rushing attack than ever before because of such a wet ball, such wet conditions. The passing game has been virtually eliminated, so they know that a run of some sort is coming nearly every play, so they can watch the line and stop progress.
Absolutely, you'd sack the box, or you'd do something. You'd put maybe outside edge rushers to prevent like a slide to the left or the right. But I think just generally in the way that high school football is played in this area, especially because of the weather, I think that's expected pretty much every week. Just going into a football game every week, especially when the weather forecast is like it is, or you watch the game film during the week. I think you just expect that to begin with. as our 10th starts flying away here.
As well. Marauders is like an unstoppable force. Powers forward at 6-7 yards and rising.
I don't think it really matters for St. Joe's whether the weather is beautiful or the weather is not very beautiful. You have 3 running backs for St. Joe's, and David Morgan, Jimmy Scott, and Tiernan Curtin that are all very athletic, very fast, and very strong. And no matter what week going into the game, they're going to be successful. So you have to defend against that no matter what the conditions are. And not even to mention a 4th rushing weapon in Micah Brown, the quarterback. But I would definitely expect less touches per se, or sneaks by Micah Brown simply to avoid any problems. As St. Mary's takes the snap, trying to rush up the middle is Zach Radcliffe, and he will be stuffed just beyond the line by a group of Marauders. It'll now be 4th and 13. And it looks like they'll be forced to punt. St. Joe's tried a fake punt earlier today with Micah Brown. He was not really able to get anywhere. He got maybe 5 yards past scrimmage and not able to convert the first down, which I guess, you know, you can take those chances. The punt by Kyle Gold will fall at around the 43-yard line and will be downed by Andreas Vukas again for the Lancers. The St. Joe's offense will take the field once again with 11:09 left to go in quarter number 2. They are up 14-0, and they will have pretty good field position here.
Now, things I've noticed, the centers have especially had to adapt in how they snap the ball, creating like miscues, less focused snaps. St. Mary's going with a high easy snap. St. Joe's has also had to adapt to the first snap.
That's true. Alexander Risen will definitely have to adapt for the Marauders, and seem to be on the St. Mary's side.
Has was very efficient. 3 yards for Marauders, second down, 7.
Klein far to the right. Far to the left is Vinny LeMayo for the Marauders. Split backs for St. Joe's. Brown takes the snap. He's going to hand that off to Jimmy Scott.